I am now using Gemini far more than I was. I found that it gives me nice descriptions of search engine type stuff, and it sort of understands Google quite well, or it seems to. But it does it in a gentle way.
Have you used Notebook at all? Because I did a webinar this morning with the EMCC. Now you can use Notebook LM to gather all your research documents and then ultimately put together a research paper or a publication of some kind. And having a tool like that, which gathers together your assets and resources and be able to organize them and even quiz them like an AI would, I think that's really, really been helpful lately. So that's underpinned by Google's Gemini.
Interesting, because research, which I was going to say, is one of the things I use this for. But the other two, which are more specialist that I really love, are Digital Ray, which is Ray Dalio, and he's very good at principles, and he built the largest hedge fund in the world. And I quite like the idea of principles fitting into my coaching, as to if we can define some principles, it becomes a navigation point. And also Marshall Goldsmith, and I say you can argue Marshall is one of the very top, or used to, when he was actively coaching, one of the very top business coaches in the world, having coached, I think, 200 of the very top CEOs. He has some very good processes. So I look at his stuff for process, and I know Jazz, we were talking earlier about some process you had, and it tied in very nicely with one of Marshall's. What do I use it for? Research, but probably not in the sort of posh way that you're doing it. Very simple stuff like, what are people's challenges? What are people's opportunities? What are their issues? There is something about content that I'm finding it fascinating. And again, it's sort of input to give me extra ideas, but I've had one or two delightfully difficult conversations lately, and I found, and I can't remember which one I used actually, but I found it really good in focusing what I said, so I got the message over without messing it up, but also being respectful for myself and the other person, and doing it in as fewer words as possible.
I think conciseness, and I think getting the spirit of something.
It's getting both the tone, but the language is very direct.
Something I discovered recently was Auto Expert, I think it is.
Yeah.
If you go to ChatGPT, it's one of the custom GPTs on there, and it's a bit like Notebook LM in the sense that you can upload a document or a paper, and it will basically do a critical review of it for you, and it'll identify what its value might be, for example. So that's something which anybody who's doing research into consciousness, or especially if it's linked to AI and coaching, for example, that's something that's a really useful tool, because if there's some papers that you're looking at and you don't want to read the whole 20-30 pages in the paper, but you want to get the spirit of it, Auto Expert's pretty good at that. And then if you like the one-page summary it does of it, then obviously you can go and delve a bit deeper into the full paper itself. Now, I know it's the word delve, and I promise you I'm not an AI. I know that's commonly where it's used.
I use it a lot directly with my clients, and this is very open stuff. I'll actually get them to use it to help themselves, because I want to nudge my clients on into using this stuff better, because I think it's really important. But it was in Marshall Goldsmith coaching, this is a thing called feed forward, where you ask for ideas of how you can get better in the future. Mm-hmm. And I specifically ask all the AIs, I want to get better at this, or my client wants to get better at this, come up with 2 ideas that he could do, and I pull the ideas, and I say I'm doing it with my client. I'm not doing it behind the scenes with my clients. I actually get my clients to contribute to the process. And although I have to be careful saying it, sometimes the AI gives much better answers than humans. There are other alternatives which we will talk about later. The last point I want to make is I'm using it with my clients. I'm not using it to my clients. We are because to me, like humans, the quality of the answer depends on the quality of the question, and therefore you work with your clients to work out what are the best questions to ask. So that's what I'm using it for. And as I say, I am surprised and delighted the way that it seems to be getting a lot better quicker. That's how we're using it.